The year the three wise men didn't bring any toys. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who loved asking for toys. Every year, the three wise men brought her a mountain of gifts: dolls, puzzles, books, costumes, and much more. But there was a problem. She barely played with them. The toys spent their days piled up in a corner of her room, gathering dust and feeling very, very sad.
Why doesn't she play with us?
They wondered among themselves.
We just want to have fun.
The following year, the three wise men noticed that the girl didn't value her toys and made a decision. They wouldn't bring her anything new. When the girl woke up on the morning of Epiphany, she ran excitedly to the living room, but there were no packages waiting for her. Her eyes filled with tears, and, not understanding what had happened, she locked herself in her room to cry. That night, as she sobbed in her bed, she heard a soft little voice coming from the corner.
Why are you crying?
Asked a doll, who had suddenly come to life. The girl rubbed her eyes, surprised, and replied,
Because the three wise men didn't bring me any toys this year.
The doll crossed her arms and, in a kind but firm tone, said,
And why would you want more toys if you don't play with the ones you already have?
Well, there are so many that I don't even know where to start,
admitted the girl, feeling a bit ashamed. The doll smiled and, in a sweet voice, suggested,
Why don't you organize your days to spend time with all of us? If you dedicate time to each of us, not only will you make us happy, but you'll also discover how much fun it can be to play with us.
The girl thought it was a wonderful idea and decided to give it a try. From that day on, every day became an adventure. On Mondays, she took out the dolls and created stories with them. On Tuesdays, she dressed up and pretended to be a pirate, a princess, or an explorer. On Wednesdays, she worked on puzzles, letting her imagination soar as she fit the pieces together. On Thursdays, she read books and travelled to magical worlds through the pages. On Fridays, she drew and coloured, creating vibrant works of art. On Saturdays, she rode her bike and enjoyed the outdoors, feeling the wind on her face. On Sundays, she went to the park with her friends, laughing and running non-stop. Over time, the girl realised that there were some toys she no longer played with as much. Not because she didn't like them, but because she had enjoyed them so much already and wanted a change. Then, she had a wonderful idea. She decided to give those toys to other children. Since she had taken great care of them, they were almost as good as new, and she knew they would make someone else happy.
It feels so good to share,
she thought as she handed her beloved toys to other kids. The toys were excited too. They knew they'd have a new chance to bring joy to someone else, and that filled them with happiness.
Thank you for giving us a new opportunity,
the toys said to her before leaving. When the three wise men came the following year, they were delighted to see how much the girl had changed. This time, they brought her new toys, confident that they would be appreciated, enjoyed, and, when the time came, shared with other children. And so, the girl learned that the most important thing isn't having many things, but dedicating time to them, taking care of them, and, when necessary, letting them go so they can bring happiness to others. The story's done. The magic stays. Share a smile to brighten your days.